Hi, this is Professor Favors. So, this is the second part of the preparing the required sources for the formal research paper, and it is titled Argumentative Assessment Writing Paper. And this is English 1301, formal research paper, preparing the works cited page. So, you should have had some time to look at the initial video, which is part one. And that is essentially looking at all of the source materials, and then assessing each of the source materials for how to format the works cited entry. So here I have added the screenshots of those um, source materials that I searched in that video so that we can attempt to uh, format the entry. Okay, so this is a preparation document for how to assess the information required for your argumentative analysis essay, which serves as the formal research paper for this class. Use of this document is in coordination with the following documents. So any of the documents on under the MLA topics tab, as well as the tutorials tab. So when we are thinking about formatting for electronic sources, especially when most of the works that we get are from online, even if they originated as print materials, especially your government documents. For now, they are considered online. So there are some guidelines, of course, and you have been exposed to this when you had to do an annotated bibliography. So these are the following guidelines. So for all of your sources, when there is an author, this is author and or editor's names, last names first, right? Then the article name in quotation marks, that is your title of work. Okay. Then the title of the website, project, or book in italics, that is the title of the website. Any version numbers, revision, posting dates, volume numbers, issue numbers. These are information that you will usually find within a scholarly article, especially when it is housed within a scholarly journal. And then publisher information, that could be the publisher name, publishing date. Take note of any page numbers. The DOI would be the URL. So usually the URL um, tends to be kind of long, but the DOI, I forget what it's called. It's some sort of object domain object identifier or something like that. Then it's shortened, so it's a shortened version of the URL that usually begins with HTTPS um, for security, and then the date that you accessed the material. And while not required, saving this information, it is highly recommended, especially when dealing with pages that change frequently. So MLA kind of goes back and forth with using the access date information. And so it's good to have it there because a lot of times uh, companies, as well as journal articles, sometimes government documents will maintain that particular source in the same place that you found it. But if you have a company or organization, online magazines that might archive a particular article or something like that, you may not be able to find it. But if you are ever called upon to say, "Hey, do you know for sure that you found this information?" Well, you can tell them on the date that you accessed it. So this is a sample. The family Purdue Owl family of sites, the Writing Lab and Owl at Purdue and Purdue U. Okay, 2008. Now, what will usually go here in quotation marks will be whatever the title of the work is. So it could be formatting for YouTube or something like that, right? That would be actually the title of work. Okay, the it gets a little tricky with these because Purdue Owl is such a big website, so you'd have to take it case by case. Okay. So we're looking at the Harvard Political Review article. Remember, this is a screenshot. And then we have this link here. Okay, so let's try to format it based upon the MLA guidelines. So we do have an author, so that's Burton, comma, Brian, period. Okay, open quotation marks, the end of the women's college. Okay, question mark, close quotation marks. And so we understand that Harvard Political Review is the title of the website. So italics, Harvard Political Review. Okay, comma. Um, we have 2010 October. I think I have this right. October. I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait. No. I'm sorry. 30 October 2010, comma, and then the link that you see here that I got. Let's see if I can get this here. Okay. Copy. Okay. And that's going to wrap around to the next line. So then where you see the pointer here, the mouse clicker, hit the enter button once and then hit your tab button. And then it should go over. Period. And then access 22 April 2023. And that's just keeping it as simple as possible, right? So again, that is the setup for that. Okay. So Mount Holyoke, again, we have a link here. We do not have an author, right? So we begin initially with the title of work. So open quotation marks, why a women's college, just as you see it here. Close question, close quotation marks. And so in the video, the previous video, I said that why Mount Holyoke was the title of work. So italics. Oh, yeah. Okay. So why Mount Holyoke? Holyoke. Okay. Does it give me a question mark? No. So remove the italics, add a period, and then the Mount Holyoke is the sponsor. So Mount Holyoke College, comma. Then we have, is there a date of last update? No. Usually what you see a lot of times, and they might have changed the strategy, but we used to do this, N period, D period, right? For last date of no date or something like that. So you can add that there if you want. And then this is, I don't know why this keeps doing this. This is the link, copy the link. Again, hit the tab button. Hit your enter button, hit the tab button. Comma. We're adding a period because there is no data last day. Okay. So access 22 April 2023, period. And sometimes it'll wrap over and do right, and sometimes it won't. Okay. So that's trying to keep it as simple as possible. Okay. Vassar College. So we have that link there. We do not have an author. So we begin a history of Vassar College, period, close quotation marks. And we found this under the About tab. So italics, About, take off the italics, period. And then Vassar College is the sponsoring or publisher. Okay. Then we have the link. And remember, your title of work must match the actual link. So we do not have a last date of update or anything like that. And we accessed it 22 April 2023. Okay, go back, hit the enter button, hit the tab button. So Oberlin, link again. So we don't have any information in terms of author. So Oberlin, open quotation marks, history, period, close quotation marks. And we found this under the About Oberlin. So About Oberlin. Take off the italics, period. And then this Oberlin, it was, I can't see it here, but it was Oberlin something college and conservatory or whatever. When you get a chance, be sure to actually correct this. I'll probably correct it in the last um, part of this process. Okay, comma, and then this is your link, matches the title of work. Okay, and then enter, tab, period, and then accessed 22 April 2023, period. Okay, so when I look at, let me see if I can do this and see if I can see it now. No, I still can't see it. It's probably college and conservatory. Okay, so I'll check it. Okay, key terms. So I don't have the full thing here, so I'm just going to have to guess for a minute. So open quotation marks, key terms and concepts in understanding gender diversity and sexual orientation among students. Students, period, close quotation marks, go back, enter button, tab. Okay. And then, there isn't, let me look at there really isn't a lot of information, but it is association of psychological association. Again, I'm going to have to check it. So it's apa.org, but I don't have, let me check something for a minute. Give me a minute. What does APA stand for? I got my phone. Because if I click out of this, it's going to mess up what I need to do. So, oh, okay. American Psychological, I don't know why I didn't know that. Psychological Association, I should know that. Um, this right here, remember in the video where I said that there was an actual date, but there was like a copyright date. So I'm not going to add it here, but if you did, it would be, I think, before here. Okay. And so here's your link. Okay. There. Oh, shoot. It goes immediately to the next page. Okay, so you would have to just kind of be careful with that. So access 22 2023. Um, oh, sorry. Access April 20. So what you might have to do, because if you hit the enter button, it's going to go directly to that website. You probably have to manually add 2.0 here. And then you could see if you could tab it over and see if you can tag. Okay, there it is. And make sure that it is an actual complete 2.0. So you may have to go back to the up and down arrow, remove space after paragraph, and then it should look like an actual a true 2.0, right? It still looks a little weird. Sometimes you may have to go down below and see what happens if and it's still 2.0. So we just have to work that out. Okay. So women's college, this was one of the transgender, right? So we do have an author here. So JASCHIK looks like, and then Scott, period, open quotation marks, women's colleges accept trans applicants. Okay. And period. And then what about men's colleges. Question mark, close quotation marks. And so I think what we figured out was this, it looks like it falls under the tab of news or admissions. And so I'm just going to put here maybe news and then hyphen admissions, something like that. Then take off the italics, comma. Then we do have a last date of update. So, a publication date. So 2017. Oh, why do I keep doing that? 10 um, September 2017. Period. Okay. Go back to the front of that line, hit enter, hit tab. Okay. And then comma, you need the URL. Okay. Period. And that's going to happen. So you'd have to do it manually. And then access 22 April 2023, period. So you'd have to do a quick manual 2.0, and then again remove space after paragraph, and it should be a true. And so then hit the tab button here, hit the tab button here, and you should be okay. Okay, Morehouse College to admit transgender men. Okay, so then we do not have an author. I think, remember that we found this on the United Negro College Fund, uncf.org. So we have to remember that. So there's no author. So open quotation marks, Morehouse College to admit transgender men starting in 2020. Period. Close quotation marks. I can't remember how we access this information, but we're just going to have to do the best that we can. So you can easily put uncf.org as the title of the website, right? But then you want to spell it out. So United Negro College Fund, comma. There is a date of last update or date of publication. So 15, looks like 15 April 2019, comma. Then we have a link here. Okay. Add the link. You're going to have to manually make sure that it is actually 2.0 or double space. So access um, um, 22 April. I don't know why I forget that sometimes. And then period. So let's make sure that it is truly a double space, go back to the up and down arrow, remove space after paragraph, and then since it should be able to hit the tab button, but sometimes it doesn't. So go back and do it again. So hit the enter button, tab, and then it should be okay. Okay. I'm missing, how many do I have? Okay, so legal documents is something that is going to be a little tricky, so hopefully I don't confuse myself. But remember, in the video I went over how to format. Okay, so formatting legal documents, legal references, court decisions can be complicated. The safest bet is to format the legal reference according to the standard of electronic sources. Here's a quick link for how to format a legal reference. And then here's a screenshot. So I'm going to copy this for myself so I can remember it. And then let me see if I can do this for a minute. I think so. Sometimes it's hard to do this thing. I'm just going to see if I can try to remember it. Okay. So we have a court case. Okay. We have government. Let me write this down. Government entity as author. Okay. So as author. Okay. And then name of case. Name of the case. What is that? A period? Period. Um, Take off the italics. Date of the decision. Period. Okay. Title of container. Okay. What is that? Publisher, comma, publisher. Okay. And then comma URL if online, comma URL, and then period. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this for my purposes so I can remember. Okay, in terms of MLA format, and just in case if I have to have it here, I think I have it there. I might have done this thinking that, but I can be special. All right, so, and don't forget we have the link. So this is online. All right, so government entity as author is going to be U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia. So U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia. Okay, that's the best way we can do that. So name of case in italics. So it looks like Kirsten V. Rector and visitors of University of Virginia. Let me see. Does it? And I'm guessing this whole this whole title would go right. Because I've never really done formatting it. I just kind of guessed it along the way because I'm just special like that. And then the whole thing. And this gives us also the date as well. So take off the italics period. And then what else? Name of okay, date of the decision, 1970 looks like. Okay. Period, title of container. Um, where do we find this? It's what would be the title of container? What would be an example of that? Title of container. Oh, Legal Information Institute or something like that. Okay. So Justia would be it. Justia U.S. Law, and it will also be the publisher as well. So I'm just trying to make sure before I type anything else. And the way that it's formatted here, so Legal Information Institute would be Justia U.S. Law, and then again Justia without italics. So we're just gonna do that. Okay, italics Justia U.S. Law. Okay, take off the italics and then Justia U.S. Law again. And that's the best way I can do that because that's title of container because it's on the U.S. Justia Law website. You see that? And so that's the only way I can do that. And then, I'm sorry, U.S. Justia Law, comma, that's the login, publisher, and then URL. Okay. And then usually we would do access date as well. But laws tend to be kind of, unless there's a case, I would still put it here, just for my own, sanity. Okay. So now let's skip this down a little bit. And we need to do a manual. Looks like we need to do a manual 2.0, double space, remove space. Okay. And then we're going to hit the tab button once, hit the enter button once, and then tab and tab again, and then it should line up. Okay. All right. So let me copy this again so I don't confuse myself. There's also statute information, so I don't know why I did that. I might have been thinking about something else. The equal protection clause would be a statute information. So let me move this out of the way. So the statute information, legislation. So government entity as let me write this down, government entity as author, name of the public law, title of container, take off the italics, comma, date, comma, pages. Is that a period? Period. Italics, publisher. Take off the italics, comma, and then URL if online, period. Okay, so we're going to copy that so we can remember, and this is the statute because this is the Kirsten v. Rector is a court decision. The Equal Protection Clause, 14th Amendment, Title IX, those are actual statutes. Okay, so let me bring this up so I can have enough room. Okay. All right, so let's put this information here so we can use it as a guide. So government entity as an author. With this one, you can easily not necessarily format it as a statute because it's on a commercial website in a sense. So we're not going to do it for this one. I'm going to take this off and just do a regular formatting. So I don't know. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. Yeah, I think we can. Let's see. Okay. All right. So these are our last three. So be patient with me. All right. So for this one, it looks like we can do a regular formatting. So we do not have an author, right? Okay. So open quotation marks, the equal protection clause. Okay. Period, close quotation marks. And then we are finding this on interpretation and debate. So italics, interpretation. So this is someone's website, some company's website. Okay. Remove the italics, comma. There is no date of last update or anything like that. Oh, I'm sorry, period. And then this is on the National Constitution Center website. Website, comma, and then we actually have the link. Remember the link. Okay. Let it wrap around naturally. And then period, and then access 22. 22. What's wrong with that? It's weird. Oh, okay. I was trying to spell it French. Okay, so again, we're going to have to manually, because if you hit the enter button, there is going to go to the next page, and we don't want to do that because I don't want to mess up the actual thing. So here, I wonder if I can tab it, and it's not going to let me do it. In your document, you want to make sure, there you go. Okay, so I went up to the previous line, hit the tab button, and then go to the front, hit the enter button, and then go to the front of that line, and then the next line, hit the tab button. So right here, because if you hit the enter button right in front of the URL, it's going to take you to the next page. It's going to take you to that website. Okay, so what you do is you, on this line here, you hit the enter button, and then it's going to create an opportunity for you then to tab it. Okay, so we didn't really need that as much. I mean, it's still kind of like the same thing, but we didn't really need it as much. We do need it here though. Okay, so government entities. So U.S. Constitution, I would assume, government entity as author, U.S. Constitution as author. Okay, name of the public law, 14th Amendment. Oh, that's going to be in quotation marks. 14th Amendment. It can be this because it is a proper noun. Okay, it can be that if you wanted that, or you can do what you see on this page here, 14th Amendment. Okay, period, close quotation marks. And then that's the name of the public law. And then title of container would be Legal Information Institute. That's in italics. Two, comma. Is there any date of last update? No. Are there any pages? No. There is a publisher. The URL goes at the end. That's kind of weird. Well, maybe not. Cornell. I'm thinking about something else. Cornell Law School. Okay. And then URL. So you just copy and paste. Okay. URL. Right. Again, go up. And we may, no, see, go up and then hit the tab button. There you go. And then hit enter. All right. I mean, hit, Lord have mercy. Hit the, when you are here, hit the enter button. When you are here, hit the tab button. I don't know why I go this. Period. Okay. 22 April 2023, period. Okay. And so that should be the very last one should be Title 9. Or is it the very last one? Yeah, I think so. Why is it 12 or 14? Okay. All right, so Title 9, yes, legislation, right? Okay. And so some of these we can easily create them as regular, formatting for electronic sources, right? Because some of this information is published on individual organization websites versus a government website. All right, so government entity as author, we don't necessarily have it here. I mean, it could be Office for Civil Rights. That's why you can just create this as a regular formatting for electronic sources. So open quotation marks, Title 9, and sex discrimination, period, close quotation marks. This is under Office for Civil Rights. Okay, so italics, Office for Civil Rights. Okay, and then take off the italics, period, and then the larger title of website is the U.S. Department of Education. So think about it like this: that this office here, this this title of work is housed within this office, meaning that they created the actual content for it. But this office here is housed within this office, the larger U.S. Department of Education. So it works like a hierarchy. Okay, and then there is a revision date here. So 2020, we don't have um, a date, so we do have a month, AUG 2021. Okay, and then we need a URL. Open that. Okay, period. And then you access it. And it's important. That's why it's still important to put an access date, because you you see how this information was um, changed in 2021. Okay, so let's try to create the works cited page. Well, I don't want to do it here. I'm going to do it on the next one. But these are your individual entries. So without much fuss, my goodness, we got it done. All right. So this is preparing the works cited page.